The figure shows a triangle with one of its angle bisectors. Find x if the measure of angle 2 equals 1 plus 28x, and the measure of angle x VW is 59x minus 1. All right, this is angle 2, right there, and that's 1 plus 28x. X VW is this whole angle here, as I very poorly drew, but there it is. Now, an angle bisector sounds exactly what it is. It takes an angle and cuts it in half. So the measure of angle 2, and let me actually write that up here just in case I need the space. I don't know if I do, but I'm just going to do it up here. The measure of angle 2 cuts XVW in half. So half of the measure of angle XVW. So what's the measure of angle 2? 1 plus 28x. That's going to equal 1/2 of the measure of angle XVW, which is 59x minus 1. Now, the other way I could set this up is I could have said that this guy equals 2 times the measure of angle 2. Either way, you'll get the same answer. I've already committed. So 1 plus 28x hasn't changed. I'm going to multiply 1/2 to 59 over x, so I'm going to put that as 59 over 2x minus 1 times 1/2 is minus 1/2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, since my next step is to subtract 59 over 2, I'm going to turn 28 into something over 2. Now, if I'm going to turn 28 into something over 2, I multiply 28 by 2, which is 56. So I have 56 over 2x. Let's drop down the 1. Let's drop down the equals 59 over 2x minus 1/2. In order to get rid of this x over here, I'm going to subtract 59 over 2x. Again, subtract 59 over 2x, cross you out. 56 over 2 minus 59 over 2 is minus 3 over 2. Drop down the 1, drop down the equal sign, drop down the minus 1/2. Now what I have is a terrible, terrible, terrible two-step equation. I've heard of terrible twos, but terrible two-step equation, that's not much worse at all. I have a 2-year-old, and terrible twos are a nightmare. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Negative 1 over 2 minus 1, and let me write it over here. Negative 1 over 2 minus 1 is negative 3 over 2. So on the right, I have negative 3 over 2. On the left, I have negative 3 over 2x. That's actually pretty nice, because what I could do is I can multiply both sides by its reciprocal, which is negative 2 over 3. I know that looks sloppy, but if I multiply both sides by negative 2 over 3, that completely cancels out, which means that also completely cancels out, and x equals 1. Now my job is to find x. X equals 1. I don't have to do much more than that. It wasn't pleasant looking, but that's what I got. The end.